I felt like this was a very important topic to cover today because I feel like America is in an emotionally weak phase right now with a very predictable result. And I'm going to share with you, in my opinion, what that outcome will be by the end of this video. I believe that most level-headed people, they want to understand the world around them, the people that they live with, and their perspective, where they're coming from. I believe these people are also emotional, but they keep things in perspective and they act like adults. And that's why it's hard sometimes to get our brain around these people who scream like banshees and protest in the streets saying, if we're not happy, no one will be happy. If we don't get what we want, well, we'll just burn it all down to the ground. We'll scream and we'll pound our fists and we'll cry and we'll act offended. And then we'll take a moment to shake our ass in a thong and get lots of attention and, something for our TikTok. I've seen them do it. They're like children. Okay. The truth is whatever they want it to be. Facts are whatever they feel. It's my universe. I'm the center of it. Only my free speech matters. Your words are labeled misinformation, or I'll redefine your words to mean what I want them to mean. They're microaggressions, weapons that you're using to attack me, and so therefore I get full right to destroy you by any means necessary. And of course, that means we need to pass laws that limit your ability to defend yourself in any way. Yeah, we better get right on that. My emotions are all that mattered. My emotions are all that should be celebrated, and they should be baked into every media story and talking point and marketing campaign, political speech, and of course, every classroom in the nation. And before you know it, feelings over logic become the mainstream. And they even become a requirement, or of course, otherwise you're a racist or a bigot or a homophobe or a misogynist. All those institutions of power, they all sit there and they lick their chops and they signal to the rest of us. How can you ignore these poor, emotional, marginalized people, these victims of society? Can't you see that they're in pain? How heartless can you be? And so the rest of us all kind of back off, try to stay out of it, and we let it go, and time passes, and then one day we wake up and we suddenly realize there's no turning back. We can only move forward. What we had is gone. Sorry. The only question you have now to ask is, who can I be during this change? It kind of makes me laugh sometimes. Some of my more logical thinking friends, they'll say, well, it's not so bad yet, but when it gets bad enough, we'll do something about it. Yeah, the real heroes of democracy, okay? They'll never do anything. It'll never get bad enough for them to take action. Not until there's a boot on the back of their neck, and then suddenly it'll all be clear, and they'll realize what they should have done and what they should have said and stood for. And they'll see that this was never a fight, really, between black and white, male and female. Wasn't ever gay versus straight. None of this. That was all a rouge. That was all a lie and a smokescreen. The real fight was with the powerful, the elites, and their weak minions who would use these conflicts to confuse reality with fantasy, virtue with evil, all for personal gain. And when it comes to logic versus emotion, look, the fight was lost the minute we succumbed to the very obvious lies, and then the truth became the enemy, or misinformation. So what now will be the result of this emotional time bomb? I said I'd share my opinion. Well, with as much momentum as this has had, as I said, there's no turning back. And we're going to have to move forward into the next phase now. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, right? I don't want to incite anything. And I certainly don't want to be a defeatist and sound like a defeatist. I'm nobody's victim, okay? In my opinion, though, this is unsustainable. And sometimes a systematic order that has developed with this much victim mentality behind the wheel needs to collapse. And it just needs to suffer badly before it will see anything clearly. And that's when the rewind happens, okay? It'll happen through pain and loss, and unfortunately, sometimes it leads to bloody conflict, and that's when the weak crumble like leaves and blow away, and the strong rebuild through hard work and practical wisdom. And it's just a cycle that we've seen through history over and over again. Good times create weak minds create hard times create strong minds, and strong minds create good times. And unfortunately, it's human nature to go soft when times are good. And this time right now will take us to hard times because of weak emotional minds who want to curse abundance and hate our country for the freedoms that it offers. Blows my mind. They want to force others to serve their fragile, undisciplined, vapid narcissism, ungrateful for those who have suffered terribly before us so that we don't have to. And they're disillusioned by all these academic lies of what a new system, a glorious new world will look like. Well, I will tell you what it's going to look like. A painful, ugly collapse with no more beauty, fairness, opportunity, or anything else that preceded it. And really the only good news in the aftermath is that many of those who were lost will find their foolish emotions take the rightful place of where they should be, not in charge of their lives and everything else, but in service to practical wisdom. And maybe, at least for a small while, we'll learn to be grateful for what we have again. And I'm very grateful for who I have in my life, what I have in my life, to be in this wonderful, free country and to have the opportunities that we have available to anyone. I'm grateful. As grateful as I am for you watching this video here today. Let me know what you think and how you believe it will play out or how it should play out, right? And let us know in the section down below. Comment and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to pledge to keep these videos going, you can do so over on Patreon. And also you can go over to midnightamerican.com and buy a t-shirt. I designed them all myself. And they'll look good on you, I promise, and it helps support this channel. So thank you so much for spending this time with me, guys. And until next time, know yourself better than you know anyone else.